Alright, in the first video, the guy talks about EQ versus IQ, and he starts off by telling us the story of his headlines that made the news about him in a car accident, and his brain was hemorrhaging and swollen and stuff like that. It impacted how he was so smart before. His IQ was so high, and after the accident, how it really affected him. He then speaks on his EQ has advanced and he gained EQ, although he lost IQ. He then again talks about emotional intelligence, and he talks about how self-awareness and empathy and social awareness and relationship binding. So self-awareness and relationship bindings goes together, and social awareness and empathy goes together. That's being, thinking and thoughtful of others, not just yourself. He then talks about Daniel Goldman, and he mentions that he actually coined IQ by identifying the assets and controls one's emotions and emotions of other people, that group. Okay. He talks about the academic world. He also talks about the book The Golden Ticket, how he read that book and it was so powerful to him. He then talks about how he used to go on long bike rides, him and his wife. And on those long bike rides, they would talk to other people and went about, about life and caring for others and stuff like that. And he said he opened up a coffee shop and he grew up in a restaurant. So he knew how to connect with people that way as well. He actually enjoyed connecting with people in the coffee shop, which was shorter, bonding, connecting than those long bike rides. And he said he challenges us to, make 5 people smile, and how smile, just changes everybody's world just by, looking at someone and giving them a smile. He also mentioned about in the coffee shop, they wouldn't call people by their numbers, all to say like caramel latte or anything like that, or, black coffee or number 6, number 5, and which I used in my restaurant as well. I love to connect with people, and it means a lot when you call out their names. So he used the system of using their names, which made the customers feel like they're more connected to you. They feel more family bonded wise, and they feel like you're their friend, so they're going to come and support you. So that's a great way of gaining customer service, bringing in that revenue. That's like amazing, because and then you end up remembering what their order is, and then you just call them by their name, and they coming in there, you just ringing them up, and they just really feel special. The smiles on their face is like unbelievable once you actually connect with them. And he mentioned about how the connection actually, a study was done, and that connecting with someone, making someone smile, actually is better than having 2,000 candy bars, chocolate candy bars at that. So yes, that's a big old rush, okay? It is a beautiful feeling. I'm a person of empathy. Okay, the 8 things of the emotional mature on the second video was about number 1, identify your emotions. Um, Angry or irritated, sad or empty. Use a journal to jot it down and how you feel in that way. So you're going to recognize your anger and acknowledge it. And I believe that's a great tool. So that's what I do. I recognize my anger and I acknowledge it. When I was younger, I used to put it in the book, but now I just acknowledge it and notice it and fix it immediately. Number 2 is taking responsibility. Reality can be hard to face. Um, you got to take a responsibility. Being aware of yourself and holding yourself accountable and learning from your mistakes. I love to learn from my mistakes. Better yet, I like learning from other people's mistakes. But more so, when I make a mistake, I'm definitely going to learn from it and I'm not going to repeat it. Number 3 was find a role model, someone you admire, that is emotionally mature. So you want to find somebody that's, she mentioned, positive and calm to the situation. You want to have a role model that's not a negative influence to you. You want a positive role model. You want somebody that's, you know, out there making people smile, making people want to be like them in a good way. Um, Keep a thought diary is number 4. Positive thoughts counteract your thoughts. Find alternatives and resolve our thoughts is what she left us on. And that's what I always tell my kids to do. When they come in from school, write down, how was your day? Let us know how you is doing. And that way we can talk about your day and we can fix what we felt like was bad. Do they follow through with it? No, not really. And I haven't really just been on them about it, but high school time is time for them to get on that so we can make sure that they're people of empathy and they have an emotional intelligence. They didn't know exactly why I was doing that, but I wanted them to do it and they didn't listen. But we're going to reiterate it and we're going to get to it. Learn to be open minded, other perspectives, listen to others and hear them out. And I like how she said, Mother Teresa said, if you judge, you have no time to love them. So you want to listen with an open mind, and that's what I normally do. I listen to people with an open mind. I don't judge. I'm not a person to judge. So I'm going to listen and get your perspective on things. Not saying that I agree with what you're saying, but I'm always here to listen, to be that listening ear to hear what you got to say. And then um, she mentioned, I'm sorry, this is what Mother Teresa said, if you judge, it leaves no room to love. So maybe that's why I'm such a loving person, because yeah, I'm an open-minded person. Number 6 is embrace reality. Don't dwell on the flaws. If you can't change it, embrace who you are. And if you can change it, change it. And that's what a lot of things I tell my kids. If they make a mistake, if they're honest about it, we can move forward. You know, people make mistakes. And we got to know who we are. We are all different. We're not the same. We're all unique. So you got to love who you are and embrace who you are. That is a very positive feed. And that's about embracing reality, just taking it for what it is. If you can change it, change it. And if you can't, you can. 7, pause and be patient. Don't be so quick to react to anything. Don't act on impulse, because those decisions, a lot of times, is not the best decisions. I know sometimes you have to act on impulse, but the best thing is to, and when it comes to anger and dealing with emotions and stuff like that, you always want to be slow to react so you can think it through to make sure that you're making the right decision, because that's what I do. And number 8, living in the present. She said, the present with conscious is a decision. Being present is powerful. And I believe that. And maybe that's why that lady had said I was powerful. Powerful. Because yes, I live in the present. I don't reflect on the past. Because why? I can't change it. So yes, I'm not gonna push forward to the future. I'm gonna work now in my present. So my future will be right. I believe if I work on my present, my future gonna be okay. Life happening now is right in front of you, and I like how she left. Um, what Mother Teresa said, yesterday is gone, tomorrow has not come. Let's focus on today. Everyone should focus on today. On my emotional intelligence test, I made a 97. Yes, I was feeling good about it because, yes, I am all about others, so I knew that that score would be such. I wasn't surprised because, like I said, I am more of people than I am of myself. I put people before I put myself. So that's how I knew that I would be doing well on that test.